going on, YouTube? It's your boy Servant King. Welcome to Servant King TV. Now look, I know y'all already know by the title of this video what this is about. So I want to kind of break down what's going on, but I don't want to so much use their story for my point more so than I want to just use it to put my point in context so you can understand what I'm saying. I'm gonna try to stay on a path because this thing go deep, so I might veer off and then I'll start talking. So I'm gonna try to be very straightforward, okay? All right, now look. Okay, as you know, Joe Budden from the Joe Budden podcast, okay, just recently he turned down a deal from Spotify. He turned down the deal from Spotify. We don't know how much the deal was for. It was rumored like 250 million or something like that, but Joe, he cleared it up. He said it wasn't 250. He said it was upwards 8-9 figures, but it wasn't 250, okay? He comes out, he turned down the deal. He then makes an episode about the deal. He goes into a little detail. You know, they kind of wanted this and they wanted that. And the this and the that usually in that realm is creative control. That's usually what those industries want, or those companies want, those conglomerates want, because they can steer an agenda. Okay, they can control the narrative. They can dilute the message and infiltrate it with what they're trying to get to a particular group of people. Because his fan base or his demographic is a particular group of people. It don't mean that it's not other people watching, but the centerpiece of his fan base is a particular culture, okay? Joe turned down the deal. Joe said they wanted this, they wanted that. They wanted him to reach certain benchmarks before he can get this, he can get that. Joe said no, okay? Let's say Joe Budden's deal was the same as Joe Rogan's. If y'all don't know, Joe Rogan just got $100 million from Spotify, I think for 5 or 10 years, something like that. That's good money. That's good money. Okay? This is where it gets tricky, because most of us coming from certain backgrounds, we hear that and say, why would he turn down that type of money? Who would do that? That's stupid. That's dumb, okay? After he releases that episode about him turning down the money, Charlamagne, the God from I'm talking about 106 Park, from Power 106, the Breakfast Club, comes out and says, well, Joe's problem is he don't know how to negotiate. Yeah, that's Charlamagne's point is Joe don't know how to negotiate. That's why his deal didn't fall through, because his negotiating skills aren't up to par. And that sounds like a sound answer, right? I mean, that could be it, right? Maybe Joe don't know how to negotiate. But this is where the rubber meets the road. When Joe responds to that, Joe is saying, look, you can't speak to me about negotiations, right? Because you didn't negotiate anything. You work for them. Yeah. See, that's when things change. You can't talk about negotiation skills. This is Joe now. You can't talk about negotiation skills because when you work for someone, you don't get to negotiate. All right. Now, this is where I want to take what's going on, and I want to make a point, especially to my African American men that's striving to get to that platform or that level of notoriety, or you know, just trying to get into that industry, okay? First of all, there's nothing wrong with having a job. There's nothing wrong with Charlamagne the God working for for the Breakfast Club. There's nothing wrong with that. For about past 9 to 10 years, him, Envy, and Yee, they done built something, okay? Now, if you've been a fan of the Breakfast Club any amount of time, not just the audio, if you ever watched them on YouTube, you watched them from the beginning, I think for at least the last 3 years, maybe 5, but at minimum the last 3 years, they've been what you call a nationally syndicated show, okay? Layman's term, they're on a bigger platform now. They're being seen and heard from a lot more people, okay, than just their region. If you watch them any amount of time, there's certain things about the station that you can see, right? Strategically placed behind Charlamagne is a LGBTQ flag and all these different homosexual dolls and different little characters, and they're always right behind him or right behind the guest who's there during the interview. Please, guys, don't think for 1 second that those guys decorate that station, okay? They don't decorate that station. Stay with me and I'm going to get to my point about all this, okay? When you work for someone, whether you agree with their agenda or not, for them to pay you, you're going to push it. You going to push their agenda. Whether you know it or you don't, you will push the agenda. Why? Because they pay you. You work for them. Charlamagne the God works for the Breakfast Club, okay? Now, let's take this to Joe, the entrepreneur side, okay? Joe's whole point, okay, and not just Joe, man, Master P, Kanye, Jay, people have been trying to tell us for years about ownership, at minimum over the creative process, being an owner and maintaining control over the narrative of your product or whatever it is you're putting out. But anyway, Joe's point is this: look, Spotify offered me a big bag. With that bag was gonna come the ads that they wanted to place throughout my show. Okay? It was gonna come with maybe even the clothes that they wanted me to wear, you know what I'm saying? The style. All of that comes when a company offers you a big check. Okay, and they offer it to people like us because they understand where we come from usually is nothing. At least close to nothing. So we're quick to jump on a big bag or a quick bag at that, okay? I'm bringing all this in to say how important it is for us. Now let's leave them out of the topic or the conversation. Let's talk about the everyday working man. I promised myself that my daughter would never ask me, Dad, can you come up to my school to do so-and-so with me? And I say, I can't because I gotta work. I can't, I don't wanna do that. She can't say, Dad, I got a recital and it's at 12 noon on a Thursday. Baby, I'm gonna be there. These are the things that come when you work for someone. Now, this is not to say that my job or anybody else's job would be saying no or telling you can't get a day off or whatever it is just because they want to be a-holes. It's them saying it because they run a business and they have a job that needs to be done. They have a service that needs to be provided or a product that needs to be sold. And you took on the responsibility for 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, all the way up to $25 an hour, however much you accepted. You took that on and you said that I would do it. So you have to do it. This is the importance of us being entrepreneurs. And I also, I don't want to digress too much, but I also want to make this point important. Everybody can't be Mark Zuckerberg. Everybody can't be Jeff Bezos. You don't have to own $1 billion company. I think even more important, I think the point that's even more important is that we understand how important multiple streams of income are. So if a job is one of your streams of income, right? You're able to miss a day. You're able to take a couple hours off. You're able to ask for the day off and not get paid, and it not rock your world for the following week when you get paid. I know this because I've been there. I'm not talking from up here. I'm talking from a point of knowing what goes on, especially with us men. We either working too much and then we don't have time, or we got too much time and we ain't bringing in enough money. That's usually the process, and that's usually the side that we have to pick, okay? So that's what's important about us, quote unquote, being our own bosses. I don't think you should just own a business so you can be your own boss, because that's the quickest way for your business to fail, okay? But it's the same thing with the garbage man as it is with Joe and Charlamagne. There's a level of control that you lose, okay? You don't have the power, you don't have the ability to maneuver the way you would like. Now listen, I'm not saying quit your job and no, you work that job, you bring that check in, because that's what's needed. But you gotta find a way to take that $500 check, $500 in 2 weeks, and put it into something that'll bring you an extra $100 a month, starting off, and then maybe $200, then maybe $300. That and I know ownership has been a real trendy topic over these past couple years. I think even if y'all get a chance, you should go back and watch the Dame Dash and Dame Dash interview on the Breakfast Club. Not the second one, the first one, maybe like 2015. Where he spoke to this, man. He spoke to this, and it rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, but usually the truth does. That's usually what the truth does. And he said, man, look, can y'all leave this to y'all? Can y'all leave this to y'all family? When y'all done, when the Breakfast Club get rid of y'all, can y'all pass this on to your children? No. He even told them, look, y'all have such a big following that y'all don't even need the radio station anymore. People don't tune in to the Breakfast Club for Power 106. They don't tune in to the Breakfast Club to see a gay doll or a black privilege book or any of that other nonsense that they post or they have propped up in the background, or to see whatever the dude is next to DJ. Don't nobody tune in for that. They tune in for DJ Envy, Charlamagne, Angela Yee. They could have easily left the Breakfast Club, started their own show, and been just as big. Now, there's an idiot that's going to say, well, no, because they wouldn't have had the same push. They wouldn't have the same. We're in a new millennium, brother. You don't need that backing. Each platform, with all these social media platforms, you can be your own push. You can be your own push. People are going to follow y'all no matter where y'all go. Now, I do understand there's some back rooms where some people do control the chess moves or the chess pieces. So, you will have to go through that storm, but that's what we're gonna have to do, y'all, to get to that point where we want to be. We're gonna have to go through a trial or a time of being down or trying to fight the enemy, man, because they trying to hold us down. And I want to speak to how the puppet masters work. Okay, now they got two brothers. They're trying to pin two brothers against each other. Coincidentally, iHeart has started a black network, a black podcast network. Black podcast network. Okay, man, it's funny and good, man, because Joe really throwing some stuff out there that we need to catch on to, and we got to be able to see it. They've started a black podcast network, or a network, man. Charlamagne will be hosting one of the black podcasts, or one of the podcasts. he will be bringing black creators on. This is the game. This is the game. They get a gatekeeper. They stay in the background because we don't know. We don't know who Prophet Charlamagne are. But Charlamagne will be the face. He's black. He's gonna go to the YouTubes. He's gonna go to the TikToks. He's gonna go to the streets, basically, and pull up talent that he sees. He's gonna bring the creators on the show. They're gonna write. They're gonna buck dance. They're gonna do all that, and then they're eventually gonna get noticed. And then they're gonna sign their life away. And they're gonna sign their life away. They're gonna work. They're gonna put aside their own platform, and then control the narrative of you. I think DJ Academics is a good example, right? And I think Academics held his own because he built his own platform. He got big on YouTube, and then he went to Complex, but he never stopped his own show. He never stopped his own show, and that's great because most of the time that's what those contracts say. Well, you can't work with, you can't do this and you can't do that because there's a conflict of interest. It's a competitor. Everybody's gonna be a competitor. That's why they want you to sign a one-off deal. That's why they want to get you to themselves because everybody else is a competitor. So before I go too far, I tell y'all, man, look, I'm passionate about this. So Joe is saying, look, you can't talk negotiation. You can't talk black culture runs this and black culture runs that. And then the minute that they sign you, right, because they signed him, and Charlamagne gave up 50%. Now, Charlamagne is going to be the whole show, y'all. I promise. He's going to be everything. He's going to be the face. He's going to go find the talent. He's going to put them on. He's going to do all that. All they're going to do is put the money up. And they should get compensated for that when you put the money up. I'm not saying that they shouldn't. The point that I'm making is that Charlamagne is his own machine. He is his own machine. He is his own entity. He can do all that without them. He can do all that. Would he blow up as quick? No. Let's get it out there because that's the but he ain't gonna get the big. He gonna get the notoriety. He gonna get the notoriety. He might not get it tomorrow. And we don't understand that. He might not get it tomorrow. He might not get it the next day, but the long run will always pay off. You know why? Because it won't just be financially, dog. You get to keep your mental. You understand? You get to keep your spirit happy, dog. Y'all really, come on, man. If y'all been knowing Charlamagne or following Charlamagne for any length of time, bro, this is a new nigga. All this is good. Anyway, Joe's whole point is, no, I turned down the bag. I turned down the brag. I turned it down. Not because I didn't want the money, but because I wanted control over my content. Before an ad is played on the Joe Budden podcast, Joe Budden got to sign off on it. Before anybody just come sit down on that sofa and talk to them, Joe Budden got to sign off on it. That's not going to happen with Charlamagne. Whether Charlamagne likes somebody or he don't like them. If I hard like him, he going to talk to him. And he gonna act like he like him for that 30 minutes or that hour, however long he's sitting down. He gonna have to deal with that. That's part of the game because he works for them. That's Joe's point. That's my point. Let's not talk negotiations, bro, because we're not fighting the same battle. This ain't just to them. This is the everyday Joe Blow, right? Some of y'all entrepreneurs, y'all go back and forth with these characters all on social media because they say, man, listen. They fighting a different battle than you. They work from 9 to 5. They oppress for them whole 8 hours. They get off, and finally they get the event. So what they do, they troll you. They troll the creators. They troll the entrepreneurs. That's what they do, right? Understand. You have to know when you're not fighting the same battle. Now, I think I veered off the message of the puppet masters. Now, look. Now that they've got this network, they're going to prop this network up. 2 days after Joe comes out, 2 days after Joe releases his statement on turning down the Spotify deal, some girl comes out about him battering her or some kind of domestic violence allegation. Come on, y'all. Y'all got to peep this timing, man. It's all timing, bro. It's all timing. Anytime one of us steps up and speaks out against the system, See, back in the day, back in Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, those days, they killed you physically. Yeah, they got you, sniper hit you from the roof, boom. They kill you, a car accident, boom. That's what they do. But see, now in this time where some of us or many of us got our heads on it and we can see, they don't kill you physically, they kill your character. They Me Too you to death. Come on, man. That's always the goal. That's one of their agendas. So it is not shocking. It's not a surprise that whatever Joe's been accused of, that it's just coming out. Now, if he did it, he did it. I'm not even saying that he didn't do it, and I'm not saying that it's right. I'm saying that whatever was done was already known, but all of a sudden, it's going to be made public. That is not a coincidence. It's not, bro. It's not a coincidence. It's exactly what they want. So we can turn around and turn on Joe, okay? I also heard Charlamagne say, look at Joe burning another bridge. Look at Joe burning a bridge. Burning a bridge on Spotify. He's burning a bridge for Spotify. Joe said there's oppression on the bridge. Huh? Come on. There's oppression on the bridge. Yeah, I'm burning the bridge. Yeah, I'm burning the bridge. It's oppression on that bridge. I don't want to walk across that bridge. I don't want that bridge. I don't want that to be one of my paths to success. To have to deal with oppression and act like I'm okay with it. But when the cameras come on, I'm a black man and I do this. Come on, man. It's not the same, y'all. It's different. So yeah, burn those bridges of oppression. I'm not saying you have to be an a-hole and expose everything. Now that part, once again, I don't agree with everything Joe do or Dame do or characters like that. I don't always agree with what they do. Sometimes I think you can move in silence and you can be inside and work your way out and help the other ones. You can have your own underground railroad where you can free the slaves without doing a revolt and not killing the slave masters. I think you can do that. I don't always think you have to go public. They try to say, nah, But a lot of times that's the best and the quickest way to get the message out there. And that's what Joe did. So, man, I just wanted to kind of touch on that. I know I kind of went all over the place, but I hope y'all got what I was saying and got what I was saying in context, because that's what this is all about. This is all it's about. Control the narrative, man. Control the narrative of your content. Okay? Don't always jump. I'll give y'all one more story, one more example. So listen to LeBron James on an interview he was doing. When he was 18, he had a meeting with Reebok. 18, right? Got to go back to school the next day. He in the projects. He living in the project. He taking a meeting with Reebok. The guy says, look, I know you're going to go see Nike and Adidas and all these cats when you leave. I'll give you this $10 million check. It's not going to see them. 18, bro. 10 mil to not go see nobody else. Just don't go see him. They ain't talking about the deal. We ain't talking about this. He turned it down. And look, they got $100 million from Nike. 99 million if you want to be exact, but on the brink of 100 million. He wasn't 20 years old yet. He hadn't dribbled a basketball professionally yet. Why? Because he turned down that little bit of money. You have to think like that. If the first offer, if the first meeting you take, the first offer you receive is 10 million, I gotta be worth at least 20. His was 100, but at least 20. Master P, same thing. They first meeting with Jimmy Iovine at Universal, offered him $1 million. He had $500 in his pocket. Turned it down. So him and C Murder fought on the plane all the way back. C like, why you ain't take that money, man? No, bro. They offered me $1 million. That mean I'm worth 10. Come on, man. And y'all know P's story. We ain't got to get into all that. So look, this message was really for my people, man, particularly black men, because we control the culture. We control the culture. What we say is cool. It's cool. They steal it, and then they make it look like everybody else that's made it cool. Everybody else gave a stamp on it. So we really have to try to maintain control of our narrative, all right? Look, I don't want to keep y'all long. Thank you, man. Look, make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video, man, because this is important, and we need to get this out there, all right?